everyone, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Becca Marino, and I am a soul mentor here to guide you back to the magic within your soul. So today I'm going to talk about mindset and perception. Not long ago, I joined a business membership group to help me with my business, to help me, do all the techie stuff that I don't really like, nor do I understand. And it occurred to me the language that they use in helping people set up businesses is actually very similar to what I am talking about when it comes to this spiritual understanding and helping you to understand yourself and how you really work and why your life is not working for you. And they use this term money mindset and just mindset in general and perception, how you view yourself and how you view money. I'm not going to go into too much detail with money, but I am going to look into mindset, personal mindset and perception. And I've probably said this in a different way before, like saying about the stories you are believing and, the thinking that you're having that you're believing to be true. But I feel like this is a nicer way to really broaden what it is that I'm pointing to, because after all, it is just a place I'm pointing to. It's not a 3-step program. So really, what I'm looking to talk about today is, where is your mindset? What sentence makes most sense to you? What sentence do you predominantly think about and believe? Is it life is unfair and the world's always out to get me? Or is it life is amazing and so I see the magical in everything, and everything I ask for I tend to get? Which one makes most sense to you? Which one do you feel like you're living from the majority of the time? And it's okay if it's both, because from time to time, it can be more the world's out to get me, and then other times it's actually this world is very magical. Have you seen the flowers outside these days? Have you seen the blossom on the trees? Have you seen that it can be boiling hot and sunny one second and then torrential rain the next? If that's not magic, I don't know what is. So really get curious about where your mindset is, how you're perceiving yourself, and how you're perceiving life. A lot lifted from me over these past 5 years, because 5 years ago, my perception of myself was very distorted. And I believed if I had a negative thought, if I acted on a negative thought, or even if the thought just occurred to me, I was a bad person. My mindset was that if I thought something bad, it meant that I was bad. And so because I believed that, because I believed I was a bad person, I did not very nice things in that time. And then I coming across this understanding of the mind, this psychological system that is always working for us and never against us, it occurred to me that just because a thought is in my head doesn't mean it's real and true. And it doesn't mean anything about me, who I am as a person. So I started to play with that. And what I realized was that even when a bad thought came into my mind, it didn't mean I was a bad person. I was still a loving, caring, kind person. So with that mindset, with that belief there, the things I'd done in the world were a lot nicer. It was nicer to me and nicer to everyone involved and everyone around me. So in this spiritual journey, on this spiritual journey, and within this understanding, your mindset and your perception of yourself is very, very important. Because like I've said many, many times before, the truth of who you are is love, peace, and wisdom. And if your mindset is anything other than those things, and by all means use 3 different words or 5 words or 10 words, don't get too caught up in the words. Try to read the feeling beyond the words. So if your mindset isn't love, peace, and wisdom, it's anything else other than that, the opposite of that, that's an illusion, that's a lie, And your life, your experiences will tell you where your mindset is at. If you're having really difficult times and you're suffering, your mindset is probably not in a very helpful space. It's not in a very productive space. So if you want your life to work for you and you want to live a happier, calmer, more peaceful life, it's pointing yourself in the direction of a more positive, happier mindset. And it isn't necessarily this force. It isn't forcing yourself into I must think positive, I must think positive, because we don't control what we think, sorry. We don't control what we think. I mean, I certainly don't control what I think. Thoughts pop into our heads via the gift of the higher power, God, this energy that governs life. We get these thoughts and they pop into our heads, and some of them are beautiful and amazing. Some of them are really weird and strange and wacky. But just because they pop into your head, it doesn't mean you have to follow them. It doesn't mean that you have a negative mindset just because a negative thought pops into your head. You could have a really positive mindset on yourself and life, and then this really scary, wacky thought pops into your head, and you think, well, that doesn't that doesn't resonate with the truth of who I am. And you can just ignore it the same way you would if someone drunk shouted a rude comment at you. You know that they're not in a great mindset. They're not in a great state, you know. So if they're drunk and they're shouting abuse at you, you're just going to walk away and ignore them, because there is no point in getting involved in something like that. So when these thoughts pop into our head that we don't necessarily like, the best way to look at them is they're not of a helpful mindset, or they're drunk. You're not going to listen to the drunk person. You're not going to listen to the toddler having this massive meltdown where nobody can hear what anybody's saying. You'd wait for them to calm down. You'd wait for them to be able to sort of articulate what's going on for them in order to be able to help them. So it's the same for you. Your mind is throwing this massive tantrum of listen to me, listen to me, listen to me. And there is always wisdom below that. That love, peace, and wisdom is always there and ready to come with an actual helpful solution. So I hope there was something helpful in that, and I hope you will get curious and play with your mindset and perception of yourself, life, and everything. And if you have any questions, please feel free to leave a comment below or email me. All the details will be below this video. Thank you and all the best.